Hi, everyone, and welcome back. So welcome back to the Design and Dementia podcast. I'm Dr. Joanna Sun, and for this episode, I'm going to be talking about something that almost everyone in the care home does: walking around. And I want to talk about a study that asks whether buildings help or get in the way. So yeah, I know I'm singing to the choir here, but this paper, which was published in July 2026, brings across some really good evidence. And this was in the Journal of Dementia, led by Rosie Bamber and a team of dementia researchers across England. So I'll jump right in and kind of share with you about the scenario. So the setup essentially, they had a team and they built an 80-item environmental mapping tool called the Wayfind tool and took it to 7 care homes across the Midlands and the North as well. And they picked a varied set on purpose as well. So homes built anywhere from the 1960s to 2020s, urban and rural, small independent operators and big organizations as well. And this starting point matters, because up to 60% of people living with dementia in residential aged care or care homes walk around, and what was used to be called wandering and still called today. And the researchers are very clear, that this is often meaningful. It is routine, enjoyment, social connection, and sometimes just a real need to move. So the question is not how to stop it. The question is, does the building actually support it? So now on to the findings. So the homes were really different from one another. Some felt genuinely domestic, and others felt, and no surprises here, clinical with long corridors and very little to look at. But the biggest insight is the split between what you can and what you cannot. The walls, the corridors, the floor plan, mostly fixed. We know that. But signage, lighting, seating, points of interest, personal touches, all modifiable, and a very important point, often low cost. So some specific patterns really stood out for me from this study. So, toilets had accessible signs in every single home. Bedrooms did too in 6 of the 7, but only 2 homes signposted their living room or lounge room. Only one signposted the corridors. So residents knew where the bathroom, where the toilet was, but not always where the living room or lounge room was. And this is a very fixable gap. Outdoor access was another one that that was touched. So all the homes had a garden, but in 3 of them, the garden door was locked behind a pin code. Only 3 homes had a continuous path around the garden. So walk outside, which we know supports mood and sleep. And I've touched on this in previous podcasts as well, and in our blogs, was easy in some homes and basically off limits in others. Corridors were the same story. Long corridors were common, but rest stops along them, a bench, a chair, a point of interest, those existed in only 2 of the 7 homes. That means a resident who wants to walk around but tires easily has nowhere to pause. And I guess I'm singing to the choir, you know what happens. And personalization, photos, blankets, chosen furniture and bedrooms was a single feature most linked to a home feeling like a home, not a ward. So, what can we do with all this information? For care operators, audit the modifiable layers. Signs to the living room or lounge room, contrasting text with images, rest stops in long corridors, an unlocked garden where safe, For designers, assume people will walk, build safe walking paths, and give visual access from lounges to corridors or living room to corridors and from indoors to a safe garden. For families touring a home, look past the reception area, photos and bedroom doors, a bench halfway down the corridor, a garden door that opens easily. Some things to look out for. So yeah. So small things, small fixes can help people find their way. That's the takeaway for this week. The link, and again, the link to the paper is in the blog. So yeah, Thanks for listening. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.